So the Lord created each and everything, and the philosophy says that he who creates owns all the animating principles of that created subject. So brothers and sisters, don't you ever in your life rely on your own understanding amidst all circumstances, amidst all the things that are beyond your understanding, amidst all the obstacles, amidst all the uncertainties. Dear brothers and sisters, we keep our trust in the Most High because He will never fail us. His provisions are always there, particularly the breath of life, because that's what sustains our being. And if we are still breathing, meaning the purpose of which the Most High created us to execute, it is still ongoing. So we should not frown, fickle mortal as we are. At times we frown because of the things of our needs not to go the way we plan them. Dear brothers and sisters, on the African continent, it is Bob the Mechanic this very morning. I'm quite sure you all know what is happening in Uganda. Dear brothers and sisters, yesterday we received the nasty news of our leader being targeted by Mr. Museveni Yoweri Kaguta. His security forces went and brutalized His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the legitimately elected President of the Republic of Uganda. Mr. Museveni ordered his security operative to shoot at His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. They aimed a weapon at him and they projected a canister of tear gas and it exploded on his leg. He sustained serious injuries, dear brothers and sisters, on the African continent, as you may observe or seen the circulating videos on the internet. So fellow Africans, African Union, the authority of African Union, the authority of East African Community, and the continent of Africa as a whole, cultural leaders, traditional leaders, or mentors on the African continent. For how long are we going to practice this self-hatred? I'm not talking in the sense of layman's understand, or in the layman's sense, no. I'm talking, my dissatisfaction goes straight to those who occupy the above-mentioned positions of leadership. The African Union, the East African Community. For how long are you going to pretend that you are not aware of what is happening? Why would Museveni, in his old age, still has the audacity to order his men to kill a young man, a man who was embraced by the people of Uganda indiscriminately? They embraced the vision he came up with. They voted him into power overwhelmingly, not on the muzzle of a gun, but based on his political ideology, ambitions, and the aspiration he wants to realize. To serve his country, to put a block on the well-being of the people of the Republic of Uganda. Yesterday, Mr. Museveni, before the international community, you attempted to assassinate His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Mr. Museveni, that was an assassination attempt. You have been trying on various occasions to kill His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. You have tried on various occasions to poison His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the legitimately elected president of the Republic of Uganda. Mr. Museveni, you are fully aware that the people of Uganda outvoted you peacefully. Peacefully, Mr. Museveni. There is no a single Ugandan who has ever thought of taking revenge upon you, upon your offspring, upon your people. Nobody. But Mr. Museveni, the things you are doing, Mr. Museveni, you are leaving us no other choice but to wage a war against your being, against your offspring, against anybody that is attached to your DNA. Mr. Museveni, you are leaving us no other choice. Mr. Museveni, it would be wise for you and do exactly as Pope Francis instructed you to do, to relinquish power and face justice. Mr. Museveni, relinquish power and face justice, as opposed to start creating chaotic situation, Mr. Museveni, which you may not be able to handle. Mr. Museveni, in all your tricks, in all your jungle methods, so very much you have tried to trick the change-loving Ugandans and lure them into a military confrontation. Mr. Museveni, every single day we step out to come and protest peacefully, as it is well enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, Article 29, which gives the people of Uganda the mandate to express their dissatisfaction or grievances towards their leaders. But whenever we try to assert that, Mr. Museveni, you respond with immeasurable brutality towards unarmed people. Mr. Museveni, we are not militaristic in our revolutionary. Mr. Museveni, the assassination attempts you are trying to do, Mr. Museveni, that is very, very bad. That is going to stain the picture of Africa. That what happened in the 40s, in the 50s, it is still happening even now. And it is being executed by fellow black people, people who claim to be leaders. Museveni, yourself particularly. Museveni, all the things you did in the past, they have come to light because of one thing. You clinged on to power. Mr. Museveni, it is known to the entire continent of Africa and the whole world that you came out and stated that the problem of Africa, it is nothing but leaders who overstay in power. It is you who said those words. And the ancient philosophy teaches us that a man is as good as his words. A man who deviates from his words, that man is detrimental to the future of the continent and the future of the human race. Mr. Museveni, that is just a single statement that I've quoted from your many lies you have propagated ever since you captured the leadership of the Republic of Uganda. Mr. Museveni, it was from your being while standing at the entrance of the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. You stated it before international media and local media that it is unthinkable for you to preside over the affairs of a country whereby a citizen get shot at, a citizen get killed or disappear without a trace. And you are the one in charge of all armed forces. Museveni, you said it yourself. Mr. Museveni, you said it that if Lutwa continues to persecute revolutionists, people who were seeking for just leadership at that time. You were part of those groups who were fighting a guerrilla war. You said that if he does not stop killing the people, you will fight him. Mr. Museveni, we are at that juncture. Mr. Museveni, for the past 5 years, ever since His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu came and told us that the people of Uganda, it is in our power to change our destiny. It is in our power to change how we should be led. It is in our power to say that we mustn't be ruled over. We must not be ruled over. We must not accept a ruler. We must embrace a leader. Mr. Museveni, there is nothing Kyagulanyi is doing or his entire led administration. There is nothing they do under darkness. Any program they come up with, they bring it, introduce it before the general public. The general public put it into their mental weighing scales, and they see whether it can be perceived or it can be looked up just like that. Mr. Museveni, to all the things that the National Unity Platform, a political party, you are working so hard through your sycophants, implanted there in Mengo Cultural Institution, well knowing that Buganda, as a cultural institutions, plays a vital role in the decisions. Reason why all your sycophants are executing your missions within Buganda cultural institutions, it is that you have left with no option. Mr. Museveni, you are out of lies. You are out of lies. And Kyagulanyi Ssentamu had studied your tricks, your political ideology, and the way you project the future. And he knew that if the people of Uganda continue to take the mere words of politicians as the promising or as the beacon of hope, Ugandans were doomed. Thus, he told them that we must not trust leaders by their mere words, in other words, known as political rhetoric, but we should trust them by the deeds of their thoughts, because a word is just a word, but a deed, it is tangible. It can be observed. When we started observing the deeds of those self-acclaimed, respectable leaders, we could not trace anything mutually beneficial to the people of the Republic of Uganda. We cannot trace anything beneficial to the people of Uganda. That it has been done by these individuals. These are the individuals who are driving the narrative of Dictator Museveni. Fellow Africans, the people of Uganda, for the past 5 years, we have been decampaigning Mr. Yoweri Museveni. And we have been telling the international community not to give Mr. Museveni financial support, because he comes into those banks, IMF, World Bank, and other international lending bodies, telling them that he is borrowing money in the interest of the people of the Republic of Uganda. And we have told the international community that all the money Museveni gets from your institutions, he used them to procure more weapons to subjugate the people. The international community hid it, and they carried out their researches only to find out that our claims were just and right. So they put a hold on giving Museveni money. So we are telling the East African community and the African continent that our subjugation, it is not to be attributed to a white man's presence into Uganda. Our subjugation must not be attributed to a white man's interest in Uganda. But our subjugation, it has been perpetuated by members of parliament, by members of the parliament, senior citizens of the Republic of Uganda. So now that the people of Africa are responding and the people of the world are responding in pressing sanctions on these individuals who drives the narrative of dictator Museveni, these people have resorted to orchestrate the assassination of His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Dear brothers and sisters on the African continent, we have individuals to whom we've been pointing out in this our struggle. Remember, whatever we do in the struggle, it is on the record. It stays on the public domain. From the beginning up to date, you have seen all the sins, all the scenarios that have led to the assassination attempt. So the individuals I'm bringing out to your attention who are behind the fueling of the assassination of His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu by means of Museveni's son Muhoozi Kainerugaba, because he controls all the armed forces under the command of his father. Now, Mathias Mpuuga, Charles Peter Mayiga, Medard Lubega Sseggona, Muwanga Kivumbi, Abedi Bwanika, Lubega Mukaaku, and there are some individuals, these are the people who are saying that their political career has been put into jeopardy because of the righteousness with regards to leadership being exhibited by His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. They are saying that they are no longer credible because they can no longer lie. They can no longer manipulate words to entice the minds of the people whom in their mind they think that they are gullible. That is, they are gullible. That is the general public of the Republic of Uganda. This individual went and laid a strategy on Muhoozi Kainerugaba, that is Museveni's son, a brutal son of dictator Museveni, whom he named the name known as Vengeance, or the Avenger, Muhoozi Kainerugaba. You can see that Museveni has got something of which we don't know, something of destroying Ugandans. So this individual, Charles Peter Mayiga, Mathias Mpuuga, Medard Lubega Sseggona, went and assured Muhoozi, or appealed on to Muhoozi to assassinate Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. After all that happened, and their assassination attempt failed, Mr. Mathias Mpuuga, according to the information we received from ASP Asime that very night, he came straight online and said that Mr. Mathias Mpuuga, a former leader of alternative government business in parliament, in other words known as LOOP, leader of opposition business in government, a former leader of opposition government business in government, that is Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba, called Muhoozi Kainerugaba, and he was fuming, asking Muhoozi, why didn't they kill Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu? Why wasn't he killed on spot? Why wasn't he killed on spot? We have been informed on different occasions that Mathias Mpuuga vowed to sabotage and to eliminate His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, Joel Ssenyonyi, the current alternative business in Parliament, Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi. Mr. Mathias Mpuuga reached to an extent of saying that they did him so very bad not to assassinate Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu because he might get a chance to go to the United Kingdom. Can you imagine, fellow Africans? These are the individuals who have embezzled taxpayers' money for the past 4 years. Mathias Mpuuga, a man who is behind all the assassination attempt. He is the man who is saying that Joel Ssenyonyi, Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi, must not be received in the Parliament of the United Kingdom. You can see that these people, the wickedness within their being cannot be controlled anymore. Mathias Mpuuga, Charles Peter Mayiga, a man who is coming out now proposing the reform within the constitution that leads the land. Why would a man with a sane mind or normal intelligence go on to propose amendments should be made in the constitution? Under which governance? Under whose governance? Under whose governance? Under whose governance? A government which does not recognize the natives or the citizens' rights, the right to live. Mathias Mpuuga, Charles Peter Mayiga, is that the government you propose to make amendments in the constitution? Mr. Charles Peter Mayiga, fellow Africans, this is an individual, as we informed you recently, that this is an individual who was behind the attempted assassination of Ssaabasajja Kabaka, His Majesty Ronald Mwenda Mutebi II of Buganda. This is Charles Peter Mayiga, who is preparing to come to South Africa, purporting that he is representing the aspirations of Buganda Kingdom. We are informing the African Union, we are informing the South African government that these individuals, they do come in stable democracy, stable economy, and they feel welcomed. While in Uganda, they walk with 10 vehicles of armed people because they are so unpopular before the general public. So we appeal on our fellow Africans. These individuals we are profiling by names and their pictures, they should be denied entrance in democracies such as South Africa, in democracies on the continent of Africa such as South Africa. Mathias Mpuuga, Charles Peter Mayiga, a man who claimed to be the Katikkiro of Buganda. This is the man who was behind the exiling and the assassination attempt on Ssaabasajja Kabaka, saying that he was mentally disturbed. The authority of Namibia listened to the voice of the people of Uganda globally as we continued, we picketed and protested on their foreign missions worldwide, and they listened only to find out that our claim, they were just and they were real. that our king, the symbol of our identity, had been hijacked, exiled with the mission of assassinating him. Now this is Charles Peter Mayiga coming out saying that anybody in a presidential contending or presidential election, anybody who comes second should be representing in the parliament. Which parliament? Which parliament, Charles Peter Mayiga, are you proposing? A parliament whose affairs are being presided over a corrupted woman? A woman who is corrupt in mind? Is that the parliament you are suggesting? Mr. Charles Peter Mayiga, the entire country is protesting for her resignation, and now you're proposing amendments. Charles Peter Mayiga, you, a man who is rejecting the mixing of politics into cultural leadership. You are now proposing some political, amendments. What are you insinuating? Mr. Charles Peter Mayiga, what we are saying is this. It is you, Charles Peter Mayiga, who is influencing Mathias Mpuuga. And you have determined to use Museveni's crazy son because he does not hesitate to pull a trigger. We all witnessed that yesterday. The international community witnessed that yesterday. You tried to assassinate His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Mathias Mpuuga Nsamba, you stated it, asking Museveni or telling Museveni that you have tried to poison His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. In fact, more than 3 times you said that you have executed the mission of poisoning him, but you are all perplexed. Why doesn't he die? It's you, Mathias Mpuuga, who said that. The next time Museveni called you and said why things are not moving, why is it Kyagulanyi is succeeding every step he takes, you told Museveni in affirmative that the man, it is so unpredictable. You attested that to Mr. Museveni. Mathias Mpuuga, we trusted you. You are as young as we are. Why is it then you have decided to side with a murderer? Mathias Mpuuga, you have become a murderer. You have become a murderer, a spiritual murderer. Because you propose murderous deeds and then Muhoozi execute those. Mathias Mpuuga, there is no crime will ever go unpunishment, and whatever you do in darkness, it shall be revealed in the broad daylight. Mathias Mpuuga, the Creator, the one who grants us the breath of life, we serve Him by means of mind. Before you even make a call to Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the Lord have seen your thoughts. Mathias Mpuuga, the Lord is fully aware of your mission. The little is all we know. Only when you speak, that's what we know. But the Lord knows all your contemplations towards the struggle, towards the assassination of His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Mathias Mpuuga, my brother, the world is so connected. Do you think you are going to overpower us? No. We are going to take Museveni away out of power. Do you think you're going to be in exile? The diaspora, it is not the same as you used to know. The diaspora is connected. Mathias Mpuuga, Interpol will come for you. On the demand of the people of Uganda, because of your involvement into the silent genocide that is ongoing in Uganda. Mathias Mpuuga, you are laying murderous strategies on the table of SEMI, that is chieftains of military intelligence, headed by Damulira Christopher. You lay murderous strategies on the table of Internal Security Organization, that is ESO, headed by James Birungi. Mathias Mpuuga, you lay murderous strategies on the table of Dictator Yoweri Museveni. Mathias Mpuuga, everything that you do, it is on the public domain. It is known to all Africans. In which country are you going to enjoy all the money you have stolen from the people of the Republic of Uganda? Mathias Mpuuga, there is no country in which you will enjoy. There is no country in which you will enjoy even the greediness, the promptings of your heart. The promptings of your heart, they are just lying you. Mathias Mpuuga, all that you are striving for under the sun, on the surface of the earth, you are striving, you are envisioning the utopia for your children to enjoy without suffering. But I doubt that they will ever enjoy that, because they are all well profiled, because all their father rich, it is not a justly earned one. No, it is being earned treacherously. Mathias Mpuuga, you are stealing taxpayers' money, my brother. Stealing money wouldn't be the problem. Why have you reached an extent of trying to assassinate Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu using muhoozi? Using muhoozi? Really, Mathias Mpuuga? Where does that leave your legacy? Mathias Mpuuga, we had kept quiet, and you called yourself all, titles. You had awarded yourself money. All we wanted you is to leave the ideology of National Unity Platform, to resign. But when you refused to resign, we kept on doing our business, not knowing that you are being threatened even by our silence. Mr. Mathias Mpuuga, he who the Lord appoints, protection, guidance, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding are bestowed on that individual. He or she, Mr. Mathias Mpuuga, the ultimate protection belongs to God Almighty. Mr. Mathias Mpuuga, you can even use an anti-aircraft machine to kill somebody, and that person, if the God does not say that, okay, let me take my spirit out of this flesh, that person will never be even damaged. Mathias Mpuuga, I'm quite sure you old enough to understand that the spirit is immortal, the soul is immortal, and the mind, it is immortal. So what are you trying to kill of Kyagulanyi Ssentamu? You are only afraid of his flesh. Aren't you afraid of his spirit? The spirit which have surpassed your understanding in the flesh. Do you think you can surpass its grace in the spiritual world? Because we are all going there. The timing is on the only difference. Mr. Mathias Mpuuga, do you think you have any substance on which you can stand and make the people of Uganda listen to you? Because Museveni have assured you that you are the one coming in the government of his son. You will be the prime minister. Charles Peter Mayiga, you're going to be the vice president. That is why you are proposing the amendments. You are preparing yourself, having failed to keep the cultural norms of Buganda, having grabbed all people's lands, having killed the orphans, Charles Peter Mayiga, having killed all the widows, People are being chased off their ancestral land. Under the guise of Nema, you are quiet. The people of Buganda are living on Milo land, but they are being chased off their land. When the agreements of their land titles are issued by Buganda Land Board, Buganda Land Board is quiet. It is because of your influence, Mr. Charles Peter Maiga. But whatever you do, it is in the broad daylight. There is nothing you can conceal. The assassination of Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu won't extinguish the burning desire for just leadership. After all, he knew at the inception of the struggle, and he said that by the time Museveni kills me, I want 1 million Bobi Wines already on the scene. We are more than 1 million, Mr. Matthias Mpuga. And our mindset, remember, are different to that of our leader. The bubbling fire within us, it has been soused up, guided by his just leadership. That is the National Unity Platform. Our mindset towards confronting you after yesterday's incident have changed drastically. We are no longer considering peaceful means to prevail. We have been bounded and guided by his words of comforting hope, the words of non-violence, the words of setting a precedent, of changing leadership without a military confrontation. Till I said to you, Matthias Mpuga, Charles Peter Maiga, Medad Lubega Segona, I don't need to mention Museveni, that is our enemy. But since he lost credibility and he entrusted all his wickedness within the minds of Matthias Mpuga, Charles Peter Maiga, Medad Lubega Segona, Lubega Mukaku, Lubega Mukaku, Mwanga Chivumbi, all of you DP block people, you are the one who have become the driver of Museveni's narrative. But to your detriment, because it is too late. The people of Uganda know exactly our needful. That is just leadership. The people of Uganda, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, young women in Uganda took to the street. They took to the street in asserting their voices as it is granted to them by the Constitution. These are young women who said that there is nothing we can conceal in our fancy clothes anymore. Museveni have done all the things unimaginable to a sane mind. On the 23rd August, the March to Parliament protest was on. These young men and women, they came dressed respectively. They came dressed respectively with their barricades well hoisted, and the writings are well inscripted, saying that Anita Among must resign. What Museveni did, what he deemed to be suitable in response, it is to capture all these people violently, incarcerate them in his dungeons, and then sodomize them, rape the girls, sodomize the girls, rape the men, sodomize the men. That is what Museveni did. I'm not maligning, it is on the public domain. So, These women said that they did all this to us when we came well clothed. Now, let us go on the street and demand Anita Among to resign, and to stop corruption, let us go naked. When they came naked, they tried to manipulate cultural institutions that these young men are becoming disgraceful, failing to condemn the state that is perpetuating the situation which is causing this lady to come demonstrating naked. The situation which led to Museveni's security men to sodomize young men and women. Matthias Mpuuga, you are always dressed in suit and tie. You are always dressed in suit and tie, looking so elegant and diplomatic in appearance. But your mind, it is so crooked. Your mind, it is so perverted to the extent that you've been trying so very much to break the spirit of His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. And you, Matthias Mpuuga and Charles Peter Mayiga and Medard Lubega Sseggona, you went on to propose that His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu's wife, Babi Itungo Kyagulanyi, should be abducted, raped, and molested, and take all the dignity away from him just to hurt Kyagulanyi Ssentamu psychologically. Matthias Mpuuga, this is you and Charles Peter Mayiga. Charles Peter Mayiga. Charles Peter Mayiga. Charles Peter Mayiga. Indeed, many holy scriptures have come to pass that when the filthy sit in holy places, tribulation, suffering, and infirmity will increase. We've seen that. When you look at Charles Peter Mayiga, the way he giggles tauntingly while speaking in the general public, those are the characteristics we grew up, knowing that it indicates a person who is, unethically was reared, or people with all sorts of bad mannerism. When you see people who are bragging of being well educated, bragging over their academic prowess and all that, that is an indication of a person who was poorly reared, a person who has got indiscipline within them. So they try to conceal that wickedness and indisciplinedness in suits and ties, to pretend they are presentable and they have substance, I guess. But when they open their mouths to speak and you compare their deeds, you can see these are perverted individuals who are society misfits. So we continue to tell you, Matthias Mpuuga, Charles Peter Mayiga, you are behind the failed assassination plot of His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Now, Matthias Mpuuga, according to ASP Asime, you further proposed to Muhoozi Kainerugaba that this man who shot the projectile at His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu should be airlifted immediately yesterday night to be taken via Rwanda. You understand? Mr. Matthias Mpuuga, it is you behind all of this. Matthias Mpuuga, the people of South Africa, the country that provides refugeeship for us, there are individuals who come within this very beautiful country, and they purport to be representing the interests of the Republic of Uganda. A man known as Charles Peter Mayiga a man who is responsible for the assassination plot, a failed one as well, of His Majesty Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II of Buganda. This is the same man who is behind the failed another assassination plot of His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the legitimately elected President of the Republic of Uganda. Because Museveni promised them that he is going to leave them in power. Charles Peter Mayiga will be the Vice President. Mathias Mpuuga will be the Prime Minister in Muhoozi Kainerugaba's government. They think, what a delusioned people. What a delusioned people. You are all delusioned. Mathias Mpuuga, Muhoozi Kainerugaba cannot be our president